What is the best way to grow intellectually? What path should I take to increase my creativity and increase my understanding? These are questions that I've been asking myself lately. You see, information is not the problem. We've got plenty of information. The question then is, how can we discern what information to consume? And then how can we effectively understand that information? The answers can be found in this short but powerful quote that I came across that I want to share with you today. And we're going to break it down together. But before we hop in, I wanted to give you a free gift for hanging out with me today. And this is my short PDF guide on how to take book notes and how to get those insights from the books that you love into your personal knowledge management system. By the end of this guide, you will have a simple system for highlighting your books. You'll have a mindful approach for adding content to your PKM, your personal knowledge management system, and then a process for creating building blocks of knowledge for the future. And finally, a simple way to make more connections inside of your second brain. All this is inside of the free PDF guide. If you want to take a look at that and check it out, the link is in the description below. Annie Murphy Paul said in the book, The Extended Mind, "We extend beyond our limits, not by revving our brains like a machine or bulking them up like a muscle, but by stewing our world with rich materials and by weaving them into our thoughts." Now, we can breeze past these 35 words here, but I want to slow down a bit and then pinch and zoom on a few things here with you. First off, she starts off the quote with, "We extend beyond our limits." Okay? The beginning part of this quote is an invitation. It's the neon sign to get your attention. It's, if anyone here is looking to extend beyond your limits, to see what's possible, listen up. To extend means to cause to cover a large area, to make longer or wider. Beyond our limits communicates that there is a boundary, an invisible fence, if you want to call it that. And it reminds me of the pike and the minnow. You put a minnow inside of the same aquarium as a pike, and right away the pike is going to eat the minnow. But if you put some minnows in a glass container inside of the aquarium, the pike will try and eat the minnows. And it will try again and again and again until it realizes, I can't eat minnows. And then you remove the minnows from the glass container and they can swim right by the face of the pike and it will not eat the minnows. We simply get used to things, right? Our experience determines our belief of what's possible. But these 5 words, we extend beyond our limits. They indicate that there is a way to go beyond where we're currently at and explore a whole new intellectual territory. She continues with, not by revving our brains like a machine or bulking them up like a muscle. Here, she's giving us what not to do, right? Revving our brains. I love this phrasing. Revving is to increase the speed of. And when I read the definition of revving, it just reminded me of the word more. That's a part of our culture, is more, 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 more. We don't enlarge our intellectual territory with a pedal to the metal approach. That's not the way it works. And then we have bulking them up. All right, heavy lifting is not required to see what's possible, to find the ideas and to connect the ideas. It's not required, which is good news for you and me. I don't need to strive. You don't need to strive to extend beyond your limit. There is a better way. There is a better way. And here's where we get into the solution. For context, I'm going to read this quote again. We extend beyond our limits not by revving our brains like a machine or bulking them up like a muscle, but by stewing our world. The imagery here is that the path to growing intellectually is not in a fast-paced drive-through life, but a slow and simmer life on low heat. Your next idea won't be found in an idea microwave where you can just pop it in and 30 seconds later it comes out where it's consumable and everything, right? No, it is in a thought crock pot that we find these deep and meaningful ideas, and where the things that we're thinking about and the ideas that we have come in contact with, the words that we've read from a book, they are sitting together with our thoughts, with our experiences, with our perspective inside of our minds, and each is absorbing each other's essence, becoming all becoming this one delightful meal, right? Stewing our world is the process. We have the process, but what should we be stewing? And she answers that as well. Let's take a look. But by stewing our world with rich materials. Rich materials. This describes what our world is stewing in, right? Our lives should be steeped in quality ingredients, things that give us life and that take us somewhere that we didn't expect intellectually and mentally and emotionally, and that show us new ways of living and thinking, and uncover living ideas that breathe life into our existing thoughts. Rich materials. Okay. Now, what do we do? What do we do with these rich materials that we are stewing, our world is stewing in, right? She answers that question as well. So let's take a look. We extend beyond our limits not by revving our brains like a machine or bulking them up like a muscle, but by stewing our world with rich materials and by weaving them into our thoughts. There is a partnership happening, right, between the rich materials that our world is stewing in and our own thoughts. The mix of the two creates a flavor that is delightful. And the weaving language here creates a visual of a space of interconnectedness, right? And in weaving, we begin to see the patterns and connections. This is the smart way to grow in personal knowledge management. This is the way to grow intellectually, to grow and to increase creativity and understanding. It is a slower approach. I hope you found this information helpful for you. And I want to know, this is a different type of video where I'm breaking down a single quote. And I want to know, did you like it? Did it help you? Do you want more of these types of videos where it's just a single quote that I break down as it relates to personal knowledge management and understanding and deepening your thinking? If that resonates with you and you want to learn more, or if you want to know more, hit the like button, drop a comment below, share it with somebody. Let me know that this is something that you really enjoyed and want to see more of. And I will see you next time.